Namaste and welcome. It is Rishi here from meditatewithrishi.com, and today's video is a Diwali special. So happy Diwali wherever you are, and the topic for today's video is how to create abundance by raising your vibrations. The reason I'm doing this video today is it is Diwali, okay? In the Indian tradition, you know that Diwali is a time when we pray to the Goddess Lakshmi to bless us. She is a goddess of wealth, success, prosperity, beauty, fertility, everything auspicious, right? So this is a time when we celebrate the victory of good over evil. And it's a time that we pray to this goddess to bless us with everything that we need to sustain life and to make our life amazing, to make our life abundant, okay? Now, the reason I'm doing this video is I really believe that there is a problem in how we go about trying to create abundance in our lives. And what I mean by this is we are never taught about how energy works, how vibration works, how to actually attract what you want, right? And this is not some magical woo-woo stuff that I'm talking about. It is simple science, okay? So what we're going to do today is hopefully learn some new things in this video, alongside, in addition to the worship that you already do, the outward practices, traditions that we follow. Let's consider how important is the inner work that is needed to change our vibrational state, to put us in a frequency where we can manifest and attract what we want. Does it mean that you don't have to work hard, that you just sit there and everything comes? Of course not, okay? So that's not what I'm saying. Do not get that idea. But upgrading your inner technology goes a long way in helping you to essentially create the life that you want, create the abundance that you want, okay? So what we're gonna do in today's video is gonna be in 3 parts. The first part is, because it's Diwali, we are going to get to know the Goddess Lakshmi. Who is she? What is this energy? Why is she portrayed in this way? Okay, so that'll be part 1. Who is Lakshmi? Let us, pay our salutations to this divine mother, okay? And then number 2, we're going to get into the science of things. What is the mistake that we make? The mistake that most people make when trying to create abundance of any kind, financial, health, relationships, whatever it may be, okay? And then in part 3, once we know what we've been doing wrong, we will look at what do we actually do? How do we really create abundance? What is the right way of going about it, okay? So let us get to it. Part 1, who is Lakshmi? All right, so what I've done is I've got Goddess Lakshmi here with us today. So I want to tell you a bit about her, what I know about her. I want to tell you a bit about the symbolism behind why she's portrayed in this way, and a bit about what goes into, why is attracting her or obtaining, this abundance so difficult, okay? So let's get to it. Now, Goddess Lakshmi in the Indian tradition is the goddess of wealth, success, beauty, knowledge, prosperity, fertility, everything auspicious, okay? And simply put, she is the divine mother. She is the universe or Mother Earth personified as a goddess. This is something that is common in many cultures, many traditions, where the bounty and the beauty of Earth is personified as a goddess. Whether it's a goddess or an angel, similar concepts. In the Indian tradition, it is Goddess Lakshmi, okay? So let us look at the symbolism, why is she portrayed in this way? It's really, really cool and you're gonna love it, okay? So let's start with firstly looking at how beautiful she is. She's so beautiful, she portrays what she embodies, which is beauty and prosperity. Then you'll notice that she is holding 2 lotus flowers, and these 2 lotus flowers are basically the material wealth and the spiritual wealth that she bestows upon us. So to be very clear, it is not just material wealth, but equally spiritual wealth that she bestows upon us, okay? Then you can see over here, she's holding a huge pot of gold, and from her right hand is just showering out an endless stream of gold coins. This is the motherly aspect of her, unconditionally giving to her children, okay? And last but not least, you can see the big pink lotus flower that she's sitting on. Now the lotus flower is a symbol for spiritual liberation, a symbol of purity, but it is also a metaphor, and a metaphor that is telling us that we must be like this lotus flower. You know, the lotus flower rises up from the mud and the mucky waters, yet it is untainted, it is unaffected, it retains its beauty. So when we go out into the world and we are, you know, there is not everywhere, okay, but in a lot of places there is negativity, there is anger, there is hatred, there is racism, you know, so many different types of negative energy. Can we live amongst that? Can we live amidst that and essentially maintain our peace, especially maintain our kindness and our love, and, you know, operate from the state, right? So this is what she's telling us, to be like her, to be like the lotus flower, okay? So there's a bit of symbolism about Lakshmi. Now, one thing I want you, or you must know, which is really cool, is this. Hold on. It's my first whiteboard video, so just bear with me, okay? So this is really, really cool. So Lakshmi is Anna in nature. Anna means food. And she is Dhanna in culture. So Dhanna means wealth. Okay? So Lakshmi essentially is food in nature and wealth in culture. So in nature, for sustenance, animals are attracted, or, you know, the first thing they want is food. So they need Lakshmi to survive. In our world, we may not be getting the food directly, but we need wealth to go out and get the food and get everything we need to live, to sustain our life, right? So Lakshmi is the very essence of what we need to sustain life. But if you look at the process of getting Lakshmi, it is very difficult. Think of wealth, for example, right? Natural resources like gold, like minerals, like water that, you know, we need to sustain life and that can be used to create wealth are difficult to get. They're under the ground. And because they're under the ground, we have to dig into Mother Earth to obtain these resources. It is a violent process. Or if we live, you know, in the corporate jungle, in the modern world, we have to essentially, you know, if you're running a business, right, you have to have strict policies, you know, people have to work, you have to work hard. And at the end of all that grinding and churning, hopefully there is some wealth at the end of it. So the point I'm trying to make is, even though it is all around, the process of obtaining this wealth for ourselves, for our sustenance, is not easy. Okay, it is a difficult process. And this is why creating abundance is so difficult. Now, what I want to do is go into the mistake that we make, when trying to create abundance in our lives. And this is a fundamental shift that you need to know, which will massively, massively change how you go about things. So for that, I will see you in part 2.